Healthcare workers of Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital celebrate a patient's 60th birthday while he is hospitalized. A COVID woman gives birth to twin boys safely at the newly launched Pandemic Prevention Center of Indonesia Tzu Chi Hospital.
歡迎收睇大亞 Headlines， 我係 Ruby 我哋一齊嚟睇下今日嘅內容。There is a family with grandparents and 2 grandchildren all diagnosed with COVID and hospitalized in 2 different wards. During hospitalization, healthcare workers prepared snacks and allowed the 4 of them to celebrate Grandpa's 60th birthday through a video call.
During hospitalization, a confirmed COVID patient happened to celebrate his 60th birthday. The hospital prepared noodles and small cakes. In addition, the grandfather's family was also living in another ward at the same time, with nurses helping the 4 people celebrate his birthday online through video conference.
Behind every door, there are stories of courage and overcoming. We just want to say that if we can help them a little bit more, they can experience a different type of change.
The grandfather and grandma were unwell at the beginning of hospitalization, and the nurse used massage techniques to relieve the stress of these 2 elders. The 2 children stayed in the ward for a long time and could not leave, so they prepared snacks and cards that children loved the most. In addition, they also played and sang popular songs to soothe their emotions.
We are grateful for them as they always sympathize with us. They tell us thank you for your hard work. We also sing this song back to them to let them feel our warmth.
The pandemic is something very scary and unfamiliar to them. I don't know how it will change them. The windows only allow them to see day and night as we try to bring them something more.
The doctors and nurses showed care along with the practical daily action so that the days of their hospitalization were also filled with the warmth of a home.
An elderly couple has contracted COVID and hospitalized in Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital. In order to lift the elders' spirits, the nurses entered the ward to lead them do exercises and help them report their health condition to their families through video calls.
It is not exaggerated to say that they are the anti-pandemic group. They are energetic and enthusiastic nurses who always come to the ward to accompany the elderly, moving their waist and hands to enhance Grandpa and Grandma's experience.
We exercise our bones and muscles together with the elderly to increase their cardiopulmonary function and help them improve their health condition.
The confirmed elderly patients are less active in the ward and are also very depressed. The nurses went to the ward to let them sing and dance and also help them conduct video calls with their families.
When their grandson received the call, he immediately took it to his father and mother. Grandpa had tears in his eyes and was about to cry. He was really happy.
Although the elders are not accompanied by their families, they are not alone. With the company of nurses and blessings of the family members, they will be able to recover soon.
Under the Level 3 pandemic alert, a vegan restaurant owner in Xizhi District, New Taipei City, initiated a small fundraising campaign to purchase protective materials and prepared 850 loafing lunch boxes for frontline medical personnel.
At lunchtime, the vegan buffet restaurant, which was supposed to be very busy, was empty. Due to the Level 3 pandemic alert, no dine-in service was provided. Yet, the restaurant owner was still busy preparing lunch boxes. Sponsored by a kind-hearted person, in half a month, the owner has already prepared 850 lunch boxes for the frontline hospital staff.
In this most difficult time, I just contribute my little effort for this society. Actually, everyone is very difficult. It's also really hard for us ourselves, but we can still afford contributing a little bit of effort.
In addition to sending lunch boxes, she also designed a card for customers to sign and write blessings in order to cheer on healthcare workers. And this loving act is indeed not only done by her. Recently, the restaurant owner has also launched a small fundraising campaign to purchase epidemic prevention materials for the healthcare workers to have better protection.
For the Far Eastern Memorial Hospital and the Sanchong New Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital, their protective materials are actually very limited. Although our strength is very little, I think as long as we have hearts, a little effort can also become a great power to contribute to the society.
While the domestic epidemic is quite serious, the work of healthcare workers is very tough. Our company sells anti-epidemic products. It just happens that the vegetarian restaurant owner is very kind, so our company specially offered discounts to her. Some of our employees also responded to this donation. We hope that the domestic pandemic will slow down soon.
I think if the medical staff don't protect themselves well, we will actually be in danger. I hope my little effort can help them.
In the midst of the pandemic, no one can stay out of it. People's kindness must be gathered so that the power of love can be strengthened to eliminate the pandemic as soon as possible.
In Tainan, Mayor Huang Weizhe appealed to 1.88 million citizens to join Tzu Chi to go vegetarian. More than 1,400 city government employees respond to the event, hoping that the pandemic can be eliminated soon.
With 5 dishes serving the rice, the meal box is already plentiful, but the chef still added extra vegetarian dishes for everyone to enjoy.
Vegetarian food should have more variety. We have 8 dishes in total. We'll choose something more flavorful so that our vegetarians can have more choices.
A high-end cafeteria was invited to make vegetarian meal boxes. The natural phytochemicals in the vegetarian food add an extra layer of protection to our body.
Natural fruits and vegetables have more anti-inflammatory efforts. Eating frequently can enhance our body immunity. It should have a positive effect on us.
To maintain our body in a better state so that we can have a good mental state to face the pandemic, going vegetarian is actually a good way.
More than half of the employees of Tainan city government responded to the Tzu Chi's A Week of Vegetarian Food campaign, planning to go meatless for a long time to fight against the pandemic.
This vegetarian lunchbox is better than the usual meat lunchbox, and the dishes are healthier and more nutritious. Many colleagues in the Tainan city government have kind of aspiration, and there are 1.88 million Tainan residents to go meatless together. Tzu Chi has practically put the ideal of a society of love into effect. We are very grateful for this.
Being vegetarian to ease disasters and increase positive energy, caring others and loving animals so that the pandemic can pass quickly.
To enhance body immunity, it is advised to bear kind thoughts at every meal and pray that the pandemic will ease as soon as possible.
In order to support the police during the pandemic, Guo Xiuli, a Tzu Chi volunteer in New Taipei City, cooked Jingsu herbal tea every day for the police officers to drink, cheering them on with positive energy and loving care.
Part of the police force has been assigned to assist in the pandemic. As their duties are all-rounded, their protective equipment needed to be professional.
At screening stations, we need to maintain public order and security. We also need to maintain the safety of the healthcare workers in medical institutions. We will wear full gear of protective clothing to prevent getting infected.
During this extraordinary time, to avoid the risk of infection, police officers must always stay alert. Besides, it is necessary for them to enhance body immunity. Therefore, this group of police officers will drink this cup of healthy herbal tea every day.
Bad. It has a sweet aftertaste. In the beginning, I wasn't used to it. When I drank it, I felt good. Everyone has a good response.
The tea that has a sweet aftertaste is Jingsu herbal tea. From the 1st of June, Tzu Chi volunteer Guo Xiuli, who is from Taishan district, rode a scooter to deliver the tea to the Minzi police station every morning. With a motherly heart, Guo Xiuli reminded the police officers to drink the herbal tea, which is made by her every day.
Our police officers are working on the front line and the infection rate was very severe. I thought we had to take precaution in advance, otherwise it would be too late to drink the immune-boosting herbal tea after being diagnosed.
Guo Xiuli mindfully boiled the herbal tea and poured it into eco-friendly cups when it was cool. Each cup marked with the police officer's name was purchased by Guo Xiuli at her own expense.
About noon or later, I would call the police station and ask if the police officers had some of the tea. They would reply, yes, they have. I would then remind them to continue drinking it. I usually go collect the cups in the evening to prepare for tomorrow.
Feeling empathy for the hard work of police officers, Guo Xiuli prepares fresh fruits for them every day. She is the mother of 2 children and also the either mother of Tzu Chi University. Under the pandemic, she supported the police with a motherly heart and love.
I think that the police are working for society and serving the public. In fact, what I am doing now is indirectly for the entire society. We take good care of the police, in turn our people and our society will be more secure.
At the newly opened Pandemic Prevention Center of Indonesia Tzu Chi Hospital, 4 doctors undertook an emergency cesarean section on a pregnant woman who finally gave birth to twin boys safely.
Anak saya juga kan prematur dua-duanya, jadi harus banyak biaya yang dikeluarkan, tapi puji Tuhan udah di cover 100%. Saya senang pastinya, terharu, nggak nyangka juga sih rezeki anak, rezeki keluarga saya.
Sitting in a wheelchair and wearing a mask, the joy of being a new mother cannot be hidden. Mita, who had just given birth to twin boys, received blessings from the hospital and Tzu Chi volunteers.
This woman is a confirmed COVID case. She was going to undergo a cesarean section to give birth 4 days ago. But because the hospitals that can undertake this kind of surgery, there are no more beds available. Therefore, the operation was postponed. And then the Pandemic Prevention Center of our hospital was opened, and she was transferred to us.
25-year-old Mita has been married for many years and has wanted to be a mother. She finally got pregnant, but she encountered the pandemic. During the prenatal checkup, she was also diagnosed with pregnancy toxemia and needed emergency cesarean section. She was later referred to Taipei Hospital, and she became the first patient in the Pandemic Prevention Center of Tzu Chi Hospital in Indonesia.
Because of Allah's blessing, we can come to the Tzu Chi Hospital in Indonesia to give birth. This time, Tzu Chi helped us to cover all the medical expenses for my wife's delivery, which greatly reduced our financial pressure.
Mita's delivery operation was performed by 2 pediatricians and 1 OBGYN doctor and 1 anesthesiologist. The birth of the twins brought great joy to the newly opened Pandemic Prevention Center.
Her condition before the operation was worrying, but the process of giving birth went smoothly. 2 boys are fine. At present, they only need to stay in the incubator for a while. They will be discharged from the hospital in a few days.
After giving birth, Mita's COVID PCR test result was negative. She is about to be discharged from the hospital. She will also bring the blessings of the volunteers and doctors to welcome her family of 4 in a new life.
After vaccination began, the Philippines government has lifted some pandemic restrictions, allowing tricycle business to resume. Now, tricycle drivers are allowed to work 3 days a week, but the income they earn is still unable to feed their family. Thus, Tzu Chi held an aid distribution to help them.
Sa panahon nung wala pang pandemic, ang income po namin, kumikita po kami ng mga 1 to 1,000. Sa ngayon, ang kita na lang namin, kadalasan 600.
As the Greater Manila area has begun vaccinations, the government has also lifted some pandemic restrictions, including tricycle drivers. They are now allowed to work 3 days a week.
The life of a tricycle driver is fun. You can meet a lot of people each day, but there's no guarantee of a stable income. During this time of pandemic, livelihood has also become more difficult, where we can only ride our tricycle 3 times a week, but business hasn't been as good as before.
Tzu Chi Philippines chapter continues to care for grassroots workers. In mid-June, they held a pandemic relief distribution at the Tzu Chi grounds in Manila, where rice and fresh veggies from local farmers were given.
The volunteers heard about their story. They thought that maybe we can buy their crops or vegetables and then help distribute these vegetables to our medium-term relief beneficiaries or recipients.
The distribution for tricycle drivers was held over the course of 3 days, with many of the drivers coming not only to receive the aid, but also to return a filled coin bank.
We're thankful to the Tzu Chi Foundation for the help they have given to us. I have brought back the coin bank because it gives me an opportunity to help other people in our own way. When I save a little a day, I can help and inspire others to do the same. Having received help in the past, we're given an opportunity to help someone else. If we can save a little money each day to help one another, why not?
Accumulating love little by little through the hands of Tzu Chi, the love gathered from the drivers are passed on to others. Love is truly an act of charity that continues to give and give.
In Hong Kong, during the Dragon Boat Festival, Tzu Chi volunteers sent meal boxes and vegetarian zongzi to homeless individuals, filling them with a festive atmosphere.
Familiar figures strutted through Wenhan Mansion in Guangdong, sending love during the Dragon Boat Festival. Tzu Chi volunteers have bought some vegetarian zongzi for care recipients, hoping to bring them a festive atmosphere.
We are Tzu Chi volunteers. Last time we came here to distribute care packages. As it's a Dragon Boat Festival, we are here to send zongzi to everyone.
The pandemic in Hong Kong has slowed recently, but most of the indoor venues where homeless individuals used to stay are still not opened. Hence, volunteers continue to distribute hot food as well as festive food to them.
I'm very happy to have zongzi to eat during the Dragon Boat Festival.
During Lunar New Year or festive seasons, they will bring us rice, noodles, delicious meals, and zongzi to eat, while no other people would do the same.
You guys are very kind-hearted in bringing zongzi, oranges, meal boxes, and desserts to me. You are really nice. Thank you very much.
I am grateful to the Tzu Chi brothers for sending us meal boxes, desserts, and many other foods to eat. I feel very warm.
For the Dragon Boat Festival gifts, apart from vegetarian zongzi, volunteers also gave out supermarkets gift vouchers so that everyone can buy the daily necessities they need.
Tzu Chi volunteers gave me gift vouchers which can reduce my burden. They also brought us some food and fruits. All these are very delicious.
Volunteers spread out warmth during the festive season, making the homeless individuals show a rare smile on their face, decorating the shining night of Hong Kong.
In Taiwan, a single mother, Annan, has led a hard life. She has been taking care of her autistic son alone for many years. The sheet metal house they live in has serious water leakage. Tzu Chi volunteers has spent 5 years to convince this mother for letting them repair the house.
The room is very humid. This is very bright, but slower. My bed? You mean what the roof hasn't leaked yet? The bed is here. When the roof was leaking, the bed is ruined and musty and damp. It has been leaking for several months. I slept in the living room when the roof leaked, and my son slept in a chair. I raised my hands on the table to sleep. I slept like this all night. My son's father has been dead for more than 10 years. At that time, my son was only 3 years old and still very young. I carried him in a sling, as I was reluctant to send my son to orphanage.
吴华才3岁，还很小，我还用背带背着，我舍不得把吴华送到孤儿院去。
来，你搬一下好，好来，抬起来吗？好，干嘛娘？
This land of this house is the land of the government, and there is no right of ownership. My husband just bought this house where we can live. The land belongs to the government. He only bought it for 3,000 NT dollars, only a few thousand NT dollars.
因为案主拿不出所有权状。
The client's lack of a certificate of ownership would cause the repair procedures to fail to comply with government regulations. Later, because the public sector was the new Taipei City Social Bureau who helped them build a roof and then build a door, this basic procedure was completed. After that, we helped to repair the room, and we could dismantle the collapsed part. All the wooden boards in the room are decayed. We will clean them all. We will replace them with new furniture and paint later.
The room is very clean because many people help. If I was the only one, I couldn't do it. I have to take care of my son. I couldn't do it alone. I will lie down and see how it feels. It is so comfortable. It is very comfortable to sleep on the new bed. Then I might sleep until 12 o'clock tomorrow morning.
She had already let her guard down, otherwise I almost had to lie down and beg her. When we first contacted her, we begged her to let us help her repair the house. Because she didn't believe in others, she closed herself up. After that, we slowly established a love connection with her, so she slowly accepted Tzu Chi.
Today, the Tzu Chi brothers clean my house very well. Your father has seen in heaven, so you have to thank Tzu Chi.
For Annan and her son, this birthday is very important, otherwise they would be very lonely. After someone celebrates their birthday with them, I hope they will have a very happy time this year.
A Russian captain who has received medical treatment at Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital expressed his gratitude to the medical team through a video. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and see you next time.